downstream a little ways. We've come to the spot that I fish on my lunch breaks, or have been for the past few days. Uh, I caught some more fall fish. That's why it took me so long to get live again. Uh, yeah, we're going to chuck some stuff out there. We're going to see what happens. We're probably going to catch this fish today. I don't want to get a great big huge one. This fish will work, you know. Not huge. But we're going to just rig him up on a floating jig head. Slip sinker rig. Keep him off the bottom. We'll see what happens. This one, we're going to rig up on a bobber. We're going to use a smaller fish than what we were in the last stream. And I'm going to try and put it down about 2.5, 3 feet. Somewhere in there. Walleye would be unlikely, but not impossible at this location. Which, that would be more in line with what the slip sinkers rolling were. This rod, we're going to set it up for pike. Hey, Brian. We're going to set it up for pike. We're going to use a little bit bigger minnow. This one's about 5 inches or so, maybe a little bit shorter. I'm not sure if this, we're going to hook them upwards through the mouth like that. I'm not sure if this bobber is going to be big enough to float this guy, so I got to test it. I'm not sure. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. We're going to throw him off to that point. I mean, I guess context depends on that. I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. Context. Like, are you calling the orphanage and asking the parents to take it back? That would be wrong, I would think. Are you calling the orphanage and just saying, hey, do you want to see your kid? That's a little different. Context. You guys ask me a bunch of moral questions. It's always going to be dependent on context. I don't have, like, just blanket answers for stuff, you know? Hey, from Pennsylvania. We're fishing for northern pike today. Well, right now. I have other spots I'm going to try and go to. Didn't really have much luck at the first spot. I caught a couple rock bass, which I'm always happy to take. But yeah, we're just trying to get something with some teeth. A walleye would be great. But speaking of which, I'm going to throw a night crawler out there just to see if there's anything else hanging out. Actually, you know, I have not caught a bullhead in this creek. We're going to try and catch one. I have this stuff I bought at a bait shop. It's bloody skipjack scented catfish bait cubes. I don't really use this stuff that often. I know it works on bullheads. I've never used this brand, but I know that this stuff will work. Hey, what's up? Tennessee's cool. I've been to Florida and I've been to Tennessee. I've been to a lot of the states. Not all of them, but a lot of them. We'll just we'll just chuck this out there and see what happens. People say there's bullheads here, but I've never caught one. And the guy I work with has never caught one. We're on a tributary of French Creek in northwestern Pennsylvania. That's where I'm at right now. I'm considering fishing the actual creek today. A couple nights ago, I was out in my kayak streaming. But we're just, right now, I just have some minnows out. I have one on a floating jig head, I have another on a bobber. And we're waiting to see if a pike or a walleye or maybe a smallmouth will take one. And then on the smaller rod, I have a little catfish bait cube, which I'm not real confident in this location. I go to somewhere else today. It'll be different. Hey, Chase Gaming. Uh, Not much. Texas is cool. Been there a few times. What part of Texas? I've been to like Dallas and Houston and Odessa. Odessa was cool. Oh, hey. Yeah, I did that a little bit this morning. Moved spots. I haven't drove to a new location, but we're just trying a different setup. The first spot I was trying to catch some bait. I caught some bait now. We're trying to see if we can catch this pike that I've gotten on stream twice. I'm pretty sure it's the same fish. Hey, from Boston. Boston's cool. Been there. Bass fish, apparently, judging by your name. Do a little bit of bass fishing. I like the smallmouths more than the largemouths, though. But where I live in Pennsylvania, we have good bass fishing all around. We have hybrid striped bass, which is a white bass and a striped bass crossed, and they get like 30 inches. They get huge. Good friend of mine, I don't know if he ever uploaded it to YouTube or not, but he caught one on an ultralight rod while fishing for smallmouth, and it was like 29 and a half inches or something. It was huge. But yeah, that was a great clip of his. If I'll have to ask him if he has it. Anybody else fishing today, or is it just me out here? It's a cloudy day, man. I should catch a pike today. The clouds and everything. It's cool. The temperatures have been dropping. You can't really see it on camera, but the leaves are starting to change. It we should be we should catch a pike here. It should happen. If it doesn't, I'm gonna switch one of these to a lure eventually. If it doesn't happen soon, and we might throw the underwater camera on because I have that with me today. So how this thing works, if you guys haven't seen, is your main line connects to this end. You tie a leader with your lure onto this, and as it goes through the water, it will film your lure as it goes. And I've gotten some pretty good clips with it so far. But this water's too murky, so if I'm going to use it somewhere, I'm going to probably go to French Creek. I think the water is a lot more clear there, or at least it has been in recent days. Just waiting to see what happens. I'm going to give this spot probably an hour, and then we're going to move. Oh, we might have some activity on the floating jig head. I just saw it moving a little bit. I'm more concerned with it taking off like a rocket, because that's usually how the pike do their business. It's just all one big, and then it's gone. Like, that's not always the case, but a lot of times. Or if you're fishing with a lure, you'll be bringing it in, and it'll just stop, and then just take off in some random direction. It's usually one way to tell, or the line goes slack and it just takes off through the water and jumps 3 or 4 feet in the air and probably shakes your hook. I don't know if we'll get quite that big of a show today if we hook into a pike, but that would be pretty sweet. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. It helps me out. Thumb it up, do all that stuff. Uh, yeah, we're just still waiting here, but we had a little bit of movement on the rod with the bait caster and the floating jig head. That's only about a foot off the bottom. I'm more looking to catch a walleye with that. Um, Supposedly, well, it's not supposedly. I trust the people that told me this information. Uh, there's big catfish, like flatheads, in French Creek. They come up from the Allegheny River and into French Creek. So, I mean, if that's true, which it is, it could happen that there is a flathead in this creek. But it seems very unlikely. And I tell you guys this, and the next fish would be a flathead. That would be awesome, but unlikely. We're gonna we're gonna check our floating jig head rod. We might recast it. I just saw some movement off the sandbar. Might be able to. We could pull this off, perhaps. Nope. Try one more time to get it over where that fish jumped. There. that was about a perfect cast. We're gonna utilize some weeds there to hold the rod up. We're gonna bring the bobber line in. No activity there. We're gonna throw it upstream. We might have to put two bobbers on. This is giving me a bit of appreciation for just how deep this hole is. Yeah, I'm gonna put two on. I don't normally do this, but drastic measures. Again, we're just using some fall fish that I caught earlier. Uh, this is a dumb idea, I feel, but we're gonna do it. I don't have a big enough bobber. I do at home, but I didn't bring it, and that was dumb and ill prepared, and you shouldn't do that. But it is floating. And this stupid catfish nugget. I'm going to confirm that there's a bullhead in here before I use these things. But next time, I have a better place to use them. We're just going to chuck a night crawler out there. Perhaps something interesting will grab it. And just because these fall fish haven't gotten a bite, don't count them out just yet. They are a really good bait. We got the one on the bobber is it's bouncing a little bit. But we're not going to get too excited until it takes off. We had a bite. It's the worm. But where there's small fish, there's usually a predator. Bobfish is freaking out about something. That bobber's just going. Sometimes that happens right before they get eaten. So we're just, again, waiting and seeing what's going to happen. Now, last time I came down here, we had a bug on the camera, a little leaf hopper. Uh, last time I was down here, last couple times we've had this pike take lures. I haven't got him landed yet, but that may change today. I told you guys it would, so it's got to change in the next like 40 minutes. Which we may have to throw a lure out there. Might have to do it. We'll say just a couple more minutes on the live bait. At 24 minutes into the stream, we're pulling one of the rods. We're putting a lure on, probably a spoon. We're gonna hit this fish. Hold up. Oh, the bobber just stood straight up for like a good few seconds. I thought maybe we were going to have some action here. The more that minnow is in distress, the quicker that pike might find it. Ooh. Come on, man. This bobber's doing all kinds of funky stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's just the bait. And we're at 24 minutes, so let's pull the rod with the floating jig head. Because that minnow's still good, we're going to put him right back in the bucket. All right, guys. I'm probably going to have to end the stream because it looks like I'm about out of data for the month. But we're gonna let it roll until it says no. So hopefully we get this caught because I don't have my other cameras with me. We're gonna throw a MEPS number 2 Cyclops. Pretty hard to beat that for pike. Good long cast. Still messed up. Hooked up on the other line. Well, let's try one more. We'll let that thing sink for a second. Nope. Clearly that ain't working for him. Maybe try something that's a little bit more aggressive. Oh, not that one. Yeah, why not? Let's do the MEPS Black Fury. gonna happen. Well, guys, as much as I hate to say it, we're probably gonna have to call her a day for this location and move somewhere else. Be giving it a try. I don't know. Probably going to go to French Creek, see what we can do there. Maybe Woodcock and then French Creek. Not sure. But if you guys are watching and you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I appreciate all the likes. Appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the viewers. Sorry we didn't get a fish on this one, guys. Got to try again some other time. Have a good one.